just insights you can use.
Right. Today, we're diving into a place that, on the surface, seems to offer something special. St. Marlo. It's in Franklin, Tennessee. It's described as elegant living, but with that classic Southern charm. More than just houses, you know.
Yeah, and that's what we're aiming for today. We want to get beyond the marketing, really understand the St. Marlo lifestyle, the strong sense of community they talk about, what daily life is like with their amenities, and critically see what the real estate market's been doing lately. We've got data from January through March of this year, 2025, to paint that picture.
So by the time we're done here, you'll know if St. Marlo lives up to the hype, how it feels to be there, and what it'd take to get a piece of it.
That's the plan.
All right, let's start with that feeling. The vibe, the essence of St. Marlo. What jumps out from what we've gathered?
Well, immediately, it's this pervasive sense of welcome. It's not just, oh, pretty houses. It's a feeling of belonging, like it's deliberate, set within this naturally beautiful and thoughtfully planned environment. Think wide, manicured streets. You've got a variety of home designs, from the convenient single level up to your expansive two-story homes, all surrounded by greenery, some with these peaceful views of the surrounding farmland.
That's vivid. I'm picturing it now. Sounds like the kind of place where those quieter moments, those simple pleasures, actually stand out.
Right. Our sources talk about that a lot. The sound of birds, easy chats with neighbors, kids laughing as they play. That sense of, like, everyday contentment.
Makes you slow down a bit.
Exactly. And the layout seems to really encourage that. Corner lots for a little more privacy, private backyards, many backing up to green spaces, your own little haven.
Imagine unwinding on the screen patio as evening comes in, or morning coffee on a covered porch.
Exactly. And all of this still a short hop from the energy of downtown Franklin. Best of both worlds, potentially.
That's key. So tranquil on its own, but connected to the bigger scene.
Yeah.
Now, this community feel, it seems to be huge in St. Marlo. A real culture of connection. What's driving that?
Well, what's interesting is the HOA Homeowners Association. They're really proactive about nurturing that togetherness. They organize events from your casual summer BBQ by the clubhouse fireplace to festive holiday gatherings, even impromptu fishing afternoons down at the pond. That's a recurring theme.
So it's more than just, oh, we've got a Facebook group. It's
Well,
consistent chances to actually interact.
right, building those bonds. And then tie that into the broader appeal. You've got the charm of historic downtown Franklin, just a short drive away. Think artisan shops, live music venues, and that foodie scene.
We got to have that these days.
Oh, absolutely. From your classic Southern biscuits to a curated bourbon selection, you name it. Plus, easy access to those big Franklin events, Pilgrimage Music Festival, the art scene.
So you get that lively cultural experience, but then retreat back to the peace of St. Marlo.
Exactly. That balance seems to be a big part of the appeal.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the atmosphere, the community feel, but what about daily life? What's there to actually DO in St. Marlo?
Well, they've really focused on enhancing the everyday, like the clubhouse. It's a beautiful building, covered deck, a fireplace, perfect for gatherings, events, all that.
Hub of the community.
Right. Then you've got walking trails winding through the neighborhood, offering those scenic views we talked about, and a way to stay active, connect with nature.
I'm also seeing this fishing pond keep popping up. Catch and release, they say.
Yeah. Adds that touch of rustic charm, family spending time there, making memories.
Classic. But it's not just the shared spaces. These homes themselves sound pretty high-end.
Oh, yeah. They talk about these gourmet kitchens, often with oversized islands, stainless steel appliances. That's always a draw.
Big selling points.
Yeah.
What about the more private spaces within the homes?
Well, the primary suites are described as spa-inspired. So emphasis on comfort, relaxation, that personal sanctuary. High ceilings, some up to 11 feet, really open up the main living areas. And then you've got those modern upgrades. Tankless water heaters, EV charging pre-wiring, custom closets, those things that add both convenience and that touch of luxury.
They've thought of the details, big and small.
Seems like it.
And practically speaking, underground utilities keeps things looking nice. And then the schools. Creekite Elementary, Fred J. Page Middle, and high school. All highly regarded. Big plus for families.
Absolutely. Location matters.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The real estate market in St. Marlo, January to March this year. What's the story?
This is where we see what the demand, the value is really like. We've got activity across the board, active listings, those under contract, and what's actually sold. Starting with active listings, there were 6 properties on the market during those 3 months. Prices ranged quite a bit, from $1,185,000 up to a hefty $5,999,000. Shows you the variety.
That's a wide spectrum. What was the average asking price in that mix?
Average list price for those six was $2,060,500. Price per square foot around 406. Size-wise, they ranged from a cozy 3,078 square feet to a sprawling 9,927. Most offered 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. And get this, on average, these homes were on the market for only 16 days.
16 days, it's quick. What's driving that?
Likely a combo of the community's appeal, all that lifestyle stuff we talked about, and maybe limited inventory. Not a ton of homes available at once. The data highlights a couple examples, a nice one level at that lower end, and then this massive, almost 10,000 square foot estate. That one's priced at $5,999,000, and they note it's actually under its appraised value. Could be a unique opportunity.
Definitely something to consider.
No.
And what about properties that were under contract, showing strong interest but not yet sold?
There was just one in that under contract showing category. Priced at $1,350,000, it offered 3,966 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths, price per square foot $340. But here's the kicker. This one went under contract in just T-to-mo days. Shows how fast things move when a property's in demand.
2 days. Wow. All right, let's look at the closed sales. What actually went through during that January to March window?
We had 3 completed sales in St. Marlo. Prices ranged from $1,265,000 to $1,430,000. Average sale price was $1,348,333. Price per square foot for those, around $335. Size varied, 3,342 square feet on the lower end, up to a roomier 5,025. Most had 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths.
And how long were these taking to sell from listing to closing?
Average time on market for these was 33 days, still pretty brisk, and the sale price to list price percentage, 96.5%, meaning they're selling close to asking price, sellers are getting what they want, buyers are willing to pay it. They even mentioned a specific property on St. Marlo Drive, went for $1,265,000, sold quickly.
So overall, pretty dynamic market, competitive.
Right.
Now, we've also got insights from Marc, a national real estate coach, but also local realtor. What's his take on all this activity?
Marc sums it up well. He calls St. Marlo a gold mine for both buyers and sellers. Says it's that combo of the luxurious homes, the great Franklin location, and that strong community we keep highlighting. And since he's got both that national perspective and local experience, his opinion holds weight.
A ringing endorsement. Sounds like someone with Marc's local knowledge could be invaluable, whether you're buying or selling.
Totally. That on-the-ground expertise can make all the difference in a community like this.
Absolutely. Now, beyond the numbers, St. Marlo has a lot going on, events-wise, as we head into spring and summer. Really brings that lifestyle aspect to life.
It does. Busy community calendar usually means an engaged neighborhood.
Right. So what's coming up for residents?
April's got the St. Marlo Spring Picnic, April 19th. Sounds like a great get-together, live music, food, even a chance to tour a featured home. They give the address. It's on Emma Victoria Drive. And then the Franklin Farmers Market kicks off its weekly season in April. Fresh produce, local goods, all that.
Nice way to connect. Enjoy the weather.
For sure. Then in May, there's a fishing day at the pond, May 10th. Relaxed, fun for all ages. And then Franklin's big Heritage Festival is mid-May, celebrating the town's history.
Something for everyone.
Right. June's got the St. Marlo Summer Kickoff Party at the Clubhouse, June 14th, and residents can head into Franklin for an Independence Day preview event toward the end of June.
Paints a picture of an active, connected community, doesn't it?
It does. It's not just a bunch of houses, it's that emphasis on shared experiences, a vibrant social scene.
So wrapping up our St. Marlo deep dive, what's the key takeaway for someone listening?
I think it's that this place really does offer something compelling. It's that high-quality, luxurious living, but blended with a genuine sense of community. And when you look at the early 2025 real estate market, it points to a stable, desirable environment. Good for both current homeowners and indeed those thinking of buying in.
And Marc, our expert, really reinforces that, calling St. Marlo a rare find, where the lifestyle you're after and a potentially sound real estate investment actually line up.
That's important. It's not just, oh, pretty house. It's about investing in a whole way of life, a community that clearly holds value, both in how people feel about it and how the market's responding.
So for you listening, if this resonates, if that combo of elegance, community, great amenities, and that active property market has piqued your interest, maybe St. Marlo's worth a closer look. And connecting with someone who knows the local scene inside and out, like Marc, could be a really smart move.
Absolutely. That expertise can be a game changer when you're considering a place like St. Marlo.
Here's a thought for you to chew on. We've covered a lot. The welcoming feel, the strong community, those amenities, the market activity. What aspect of St. Marlo sparks your curiosity most? And what might exploring that further reveal about what you're looking for in the place you call home? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Appreciate your time.
We'll catch you on the next one.